In today's lesson, we'll study about three-dimensional geometry. In this chapter, we shall study the direction cosines and direction ratios of a line joining 2 points and also discuss about equations of lines and planes in space under different conditions, angle between two lines and the shortest distance between two skew lines and distance of a point from a plane. We will study both in vector form as well as Cartesian forms, which at times present a more clear geometric and analytic picture of the situation. This is as per the reduced syllabus of the year 2020-21. The total marks allocated for this chapter in your board examinations are 11. In which there will be one question of 1 mark and one question of 2 marks and another question of 3 marks. There will be a 5 marks question also. Let us start. Three-dimensional geometry. Introduction. Coordinates of a point in 3 dimensions, that is P, X, Y, Z are coordinates of a point, then X is perpendicular distance of P from YZ plane, Y is the perpendicular distance of P from ZX plane, and Z is the perpendicular distance of P from XY plane. The distance formula. The distance formula which we have studied in our previous classes is the distance between 2 points A and B, A as x1, y1, z1 and B x2, y2, z2 is given by AB is equal to square root of x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square plus z1 minus z2 whole square. Section formula. If Pxyz divides AB in the ratio m and n, that is m1 is to m2, then the formula is given by when it divides internally, the coordinates are m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2, comma m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2, comma m1 z2 plus m2 z1 divided by m1 plus m2. You please note down this and then you will be able to remember it easily. So that was for an internal division when the ratio when P was dividing A and B internally. Now when the P divides it externally, the formula slightly gets a change. Now for external division, the formula is given by m1 x2 minus m2 x1. Previously, it was m1 x2 plus m2 x1. In this external case, it is m1 x2 minus m2 x1 divided by m1 minus m2. So, minus sign is there in numerator as well as in the denominator. That was for x coordinate, and for y it is m1 y2 minus m2 y1 divided by m1 minus m2, comma m1 z2 minus m2 z1 divided by m1 minus m2. Point number 4, mid formula. The midpoint of a segment of a line segment joining x1, y1, z1 and x2, y2, z2 is given by x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma y1 plus y2 divided by 2, comma z1 plus z2 divided by 2. All these explanations and descriptions we have studied in our previous classes. Point number 5, centroid of a triangle, that is the point of intersection of medians of a triangle whose vertices are x1, y, comma y1, comma z1, comma within brackets x2, comma y2, comma z2, close the bracket, and within brackets x3, y, comma y3 and z3 is given by x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3, comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3, comma z1 plus z2 plus z3 divided by 3. Now direction cosines and direction ratios of a line. Direction cosines of a line. If alpha, beta and gamma are the angles which a line L makes with respect to positive directions of coordinate axes, that is x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, then cos alpha, cos beta and cos gamma are called direction cosines of line, and cos squared alpha plus cos squared beta plus cos squared gamma is equal to 1. The coefficients of unit vector I, comma, unit vector j, comma, unit vector k, that is in a unit vector along the line are called the direction cosines. So coefficients of I, j, k of unit vector are called direction cosines. Please see the figure here. X coordinate, this is x coordinate, and y coordinate, y axis and z are three mutually perpendicular axes starting from the point O. O is the origin. O is the origin. So alpha is the angle between consider a point P such that OP is a position vector along the line L. And alpha is the angle between OP and x-axis, beta is the angle between OP and y-axis, and gamma is the angle between OP and z-axis. R is the vector. OP is represented by a vector R. If we reverse the direction of the line L, the direction of angles are replaced by, if we reverse the angle, replaced by their supplements, that is pi minus alpha, comma, pi minus beta and pi minus gamma. That is when the case when L is reversed. Note that a given line in space can be extended in two opposite directions, and so it has two sets of direction cosines. In order to have a unique set of direction cosines for a given line, we must take the given line as a directed line. These unique directions cosines are denoted by letters small m and small n. So these are the unique direction cosines. Point number 2. Direction ratios. In the previous section, we studied about direction cosines of a line. In this serial number 2, we will study about direction ratios of a line. Coefficient of I, j, k in any vector, please note any vector, along the lines are called direction ratios of the line, or any three numbers proportional to direction cosines of a line are called direction ratio. So, if we take unit vectors I, j, k of any vector, then it is direction ratio. If we take of a unit vector, then it is direction cosine. If L, M and N are direction cosines of A, B and C, and A, B, C are direction ratios of a line, then A is equal to lambda L, B is equal to lambda N, M and C is equal to lambda N for any non-zero lambda belonging to R, that is a rational number. Point number 3. Direction ratios of a line joining 2 points. That is, 2 points, if the 2 points are x1, y1, z1 and the second point is x2, y2 and z2, or direction ratios are given by x2 minus x1, comma, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1. These are the direction ratios of the line joining two points. So the rule to change the direction ratios into direction cosines. If A, B and C are direction ratios of a line, then dividing each by square root of A square plus B square plus C square, then the direction cosines are A divided by square root of A square plus B square plus C square, comma, B divided by square root of A square plus B square plus C square, comma, C divided by square root of A square plus B square plus C square. These are the basics of direction cosines and direction ratios. Now, we will derive the direction cosines. Derive the direction cosines of a line passing through 2 points. This is an important question. There will be a 2-mark question if the derivation is asked. You have to explain with the help of the diagram. The diagram is shown on the right hand side, where O is the origin, X is the x-axis, this is the x-axis, and 3 axes are X, Y and Z. Let solution. Let M, N and N, L, M, N be the direction cosines of a line PQ. This is the line PQ. Consider a line PQ making an angle alpha, beta and gamma with respect to X, Y and Z axis. So this line PQ is making angle alpha with X axis, beta with Y axis and gamma with Z axis. Draw perpendicular from P and Q to XY plane. This is the XY plane. So P and Q, PR and QS are the two perpendicular lines of P and Q on XY plane. Similarly, from PN is perpendicular to QS, here as shown in the figure. Therefore, from triangle PQN, angle PQN is equal to gamma, that is with respect to ZY plane. Therefore, cos of gamma is equal to QN divided by PQ, that is adjacent side by hypotenuse, that is QN divided by PQ. Therefore, QN is equal to ON minus OQ, that is the position vector. ON is a position vector of N, OQ is the position vector of Q, divided by PQ. So that is given by Z2 minus Z1 divided by PQ. And similarly, cos alpha is equal to X2 minus X1 divided by PQ. And cos beta is equal to Y2 minus Y1 divided by PQ, where PQ is equal to square root of X2 minus X square plus Y2 minus Y1 whole square plus Z2 minus Z1 whole square. Now we will take up 1-mark questions. Question number 1. If a line makes angle 90 degrees, 60 degrees and 30 degrees with positive directions of x, y and z axis respectively, find its direction cosine. The direction cosines. Solution. Let direction cosines of the lines be L, M and N. Then L is equal to cos of 90, that is cos 90 we know is 0, and M is equal to, the second angle is 60 degrees, therefore M is equal to cos 60 degrees, that we know from knowledge of trigonometry. Cos 60 is half, and n is equal to the third given angle is 30 degrees, that is equal to cos 30, that is equal to root 3 by 2. Question number 2. If a line has a direction ratio 2 comma minus 1 minus 2, determine its direction cosines. Therefore, we know the direction cosines are given by a divided by square root of a square plus b square plus c square, the formula which we have derived in the previous slide. That is equal to a is 2 here, 2 divided by a square is 2 square plus b is minus 1. So therefore plus minus 1 whole square plus c is minus 2. So therefore minus 2 whole square. So simplifying, we get 2 divided by square root of 2 square is 4. Square root of minus 1 is 1. 4 plus 1, 5 plus square of 2 square minus 2 square is 4. So the total answer is 4 plus 4, 8 plus 1, 9, square root of 9, that is 2 divided by square root of 9, that is equal to 2 by 3. Similarly, we can calculate the value of direction ratio of y. So it is given by b divided by square root of a square plus b square plus c square. That is minus 1 divided by square root of 9, that is equal to minus of 1 by 3. Similarly, the last one is the direction ratio of z is c divided by square root of a square plus b square plus c square, that is equal to minus 2 divided by square root of 9, that is equal to minus 2 by square root of 9 is 3, minus 2 by 3. Question number. Next question. Show that the points A 2, 3, 4, B 1, minus 2, 3 and C 3, 8, minus 11 are collinear. The direction ratios of line joining A and B are, that is x1, x2 minus x1, that is 1 minus 2, y2 minus y1, that is minus 2 minus 3, and z2 minus z1, that is equal to 3 minus of minus is plus 4, 7. That is minus 1, minus 5, and minus 7. The directions of the relation B and C are found similarly. That is B and C is x3 minus x2, y3 minus y2, and similarly z3 minus z2 are found. Those are 2, 10 and minus 4. It is clear the direction ratios of AB and BC are proportional. They are proportional. That is minus 1, minus 5, minus 7, plus 7, and 2, 10, and minus 14. So they are proportional. Hence, AB is parallel to BC. But point B is common to both AB and BC. Hence, therefore, A and ABC are collinear because B is common to both the points. All the 3 points are collinear. Next question. Find the direction cosines of the line passing through 2 points. That is minus 2, 4 and minus 5 and 1, 2 and 3. Therefore, given points are noted down. Therefore, direction cosines of the line passing through these points P x1, y1, z1 and Q x2, y2, z2 is given by the relationship x2 minus x1 divided by pq, y2 minus y1 divided by pq, z2 minus z1 divided by pq. Therefore, where PQ is square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square plus z2 minus z1 whole square. Let simplify, putting the values of x2 and x1. x2 here is 1, minus of minus 2 is plus, so 3. And y2 here is y2 here is 2 and y1 is 4. So 2 minus 4 is put and whole square. Plus z3 is 3 here. 3, please see the screen. 3 minus of minus is plus 5. So my 3 minus of minus 5 whole square. That is equal to root 77. Therefore, direction cosines of the line joining 2 points is x2 minus x1 is 3 divided by 7 and xy2 minus y1 is 2 minus 4, that is minus 2 by square root of 7, comma z2 is 3 minus of minus 5 is plus 5. So 3 plus 5 is 8 divided by 77. These are the direction cosines. Next question. Find the direction cosines of x, y and z axis. So here we have to find the direction cosines. So axis makes 0 degrees, 90 degrees and 90 degrees with x and y and z axis. X axis makes 3 axes. So x axis makes 0 degrees with x axis, whereas it is perpendicular to y axis. Therefore the angle is 90 degrees. Similarly, the x-axis makes 90 degrees with z-axis. Therefore, the angle is 90 degrees. Therefore, hence, direction cosines of x are cos 0, cos 90 and cos 90. Therefore, it is cos 0 is 1, cos 90 is 0 and cos 90 is 0. Therefore, its angles are direction cosines are 1, 0, 0. Similarly, the y-axis makes 90 degrees with x-axis and 0 degrees with y-axis and 90 degrees with z-axis. Therefore, cosines are cos 90, cos 0 and cos 90. Therefore, it is 0, 1, 0. So, we will take up the last case, that is z-axis. So, the direction of z-axis are, because z-axis makes the unit vector makes an angle 90 degrees with x-axis and 90 degrees with y-axis, but 0 degrees with the z-axis. These are, so cosines are cos 90, cos 90 and cos 0. Therefore, the direction cosines are 0, 0, 1. Now, we'll study about a line which is uniquely determined if it passes through a given point and has given direction, or if it passes through two given points. So, this is a very important part of your syllabus. You may get a 5 marks question sure from any of the 3-4 derivations which we are going to learn hereafter. The first derivation is derive an equation of a line through a given point and parallel to a vector B. Please draw the diagram. Diagram is very important because marks. So drawing is very important. So in the diagram, first let us define. A line is uniquely determined if it passes through a given direction or if it passes through two given points. In the diagram, O is the origin, X, Y and Z are three mutually perpendicular axes, and B is any vector. Let A be a position vector of the given point. The given point is A. Okay, so vector A is starting from O and terminating at A. A is a vector with respect to the origin of the rectangular coordinate system. Let L be the line which passes through. This small l is a line which passes through the point A and is parallel to the given vector. The given vector is a B vector which is lying in the space. Let R be a position vector of a point P. Consider a point P and which has got a position vector R. R be the position vector of P. So this is the diagram we have explained. Let AP be parallel to B. That is, AP is parallel to vector P. Therefore, AP, the length of AP is equal to lambda times vector B, where lambda is the some real number. Therefore, AP is equal to, we know from the triangle here, AP is equal to OP plus OA is equal to AP. Therefore, AP is equal to, OP minus AP is equal to OP minus OA. I repeat, AP is equal to OP minus OA. Therefore, that is equal to lambda B is equal to R minus A. Hence, this is the vector equation of the line is given by R is equal to, vector equation of the line is R is equal to A plus lambda B. Let it be equation 1. Now we will derive this equation in Cartesian equation form, that is x1, y1 and z1. Cartesian coordinates are x1, y1, z1. Therefore, let A, x1, x2, x3 and A, B, C be the direction ratios of the line. Therefore, consider a point P, x, y, comma, z. Then R is equal to, we know R is equal to xi. Because coordinates of P are x, y, z, R is equal to xi plus yj plus zk. And A vector is, vector A is given by x1i plus x2 y1j plus z1k. And B is given by A1i plus bj plus ck. Substituting for vector R, A and B and equating the coefficient we get. In this equation, R is equal to xi plus yj plus zk and A is equal to x1i plus y1j plus z1k and B is equal to ai plus bj plus ck. Please don't get confused with this coefficient of j, b and the vector b. Vector b is different from coefficient of j. We substituting the values of r, comma, vector a and vector b and equating the terms I, j, k, we get x is equal to x1 plus lambda. So if you add this, we'll x is equal to x1 plus lambda a and y is equal to y1 plus lambda b and z is equal to z1 plus lambda c. That is, coefficient of I is x1 plus lambda a. Coefficient of j is y1 plus lambda b and coefficient of k is z1 plus lambda c. You please write down the full equation, that is substituting the values of r and a, r, a and b, you will get. So therefore these parametric equations, these are the parametric equations of the lines. Eliminating, that is equating z and realigning and simplifying, we get lambda is equal to x minus x1 divided by a. So you separate this, that is you simplify this equation, x is equal to x1 plus lambda a, that is lambda is equal to x minus x1 divided by a. And similarly, in this second equation, you get lambda is equal to y minus y1 divided by b. And finally, the third equation, you get z minus z1 divided by c. Or x minus x1 divided by L. By taking the direction cosines, we get x minus x1 over L is equal to y minus y1 over m and z minus z1 over n, where L, m and n are direction cosines. Question number 2. Derive an equation of a line passing through two given points. The two given points in this sum are here on the right hand side. So AB is the line where A and B are two given points. Let us solve it. Please draw the diagram. Without diagram, you will not get marks. As explained earlier, O is the origin, X, Y and Z are three mutually perpendicular axes. Let vector A and vector B be the two position vectors representing where capital A is x1, y1, z1 and capital B is x2, y2, z2 respectively, that are lying on the line AB. Therefore, let P be any point on the line AB and R be a position vector of arbitrary point P of coordinates x, y, z. Then, if P is a point on the line, if and only if AP equals R minus vector R minus vector A. So, AP is equal to vector R minus A and vector AB is equal to B minus A are collinear. That means P is a collinear with respect to APB. Therefore, P is on the line if and only if R minus A is equal to lambda of B minus A. That is as we had derived in the previous equation. Therefore, R is equal to taking A on the right hand side, we get R is equal to A plus lambda into B minus A. That is lambda belonging to R. Let it be equation 1. This is the vector equation of the line. Now we will derive the Cartesian form. Derivation of Cartesian form from a vector form. So vector form is vector R is equal to vector A plus lambda into vector B minus vector A. So the substituting the vector values of vector R is xi plus yj plus zk. It is written here in this first term. And vector A is x1i plus y1j plus z1k. It is written here. And B is x2i plus y2i plus z2k. That is also written here. So these 3 points and their coordinates are written in vectorial form. Therefore, substituting the values of R, A and B in this equation, we get R is equal to xi plus yj plus zk plus A is x1i plus y1j plus z1k plus lambda into x2 minus x1i plus y2 minus y1j plus z2 minus k. Z2 minus z1 into k. Therefore, equating the coefficients of I and j and k for between left hand side and right hand side, we get x is equal to x1 plus lambda into x2 minus x1, and y is equal to y1 plus lambda into y2 minus y1, and z is equal to z1 plus lambda into z2 minus z1. Now we will eliminate lambda, that is we will keep z minus, take x minus x1, move x1 from right hand side to left hand side, it becomes minus. Therefore it is x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1. This is the term. Similarly for y, we get lambda is equal to y minus y1 divided by y2 minus y1, and again from the third equation z minus z1 divided by z2 minus z1. So the lambda is same for all, and we have eliminated. Therefore this is the equation of the line in Cartesian point for two given points. This is very important and very simple. Please practice it. Derive the shortest distance between two skew lines both in vector form and Cartesian form. This is a 5-mark question, and you have to practice it very meticulously and with full concentration. Definitely you are sure to get any one question among these derivations. In space, there are lines which are neither intersecting nor parallel. Such lines are non-planar and are called skew lines. These are shown in the, and these lines are skew lines. They never intersect each other nor they meet. So let R, vector R be equal to A1 plus lambda B1 be the first line, equation 1. And R is also equal to vector A2 plus mu times vector B2. Let it be equation 2. The angle between the two lines is given by the relation cos theta is equal to mod of B1 dot B2 divided by mod of vector B1 into mod of vector B2. Let S and T be 2 points on L1 and L2 as shown in the figure. S on L1 and T on L2. Position vectors of A and B respectively. The position vector of on L1 is A and position vector on L2 is B. Then the magnitude of the shortest distance is equal to the projection of line ST is along the direction of a line. If PQ is the shortest distance between the lines L1 and L2, then it is perpendicular to both B1 and B2. That is, PQ, if the condition for the shortest distance between the two lines is the line should be perpendicular to both L1 and L2. In the diagram shown, PQ is the shortest distance. Let n be a unit vector along PQ. D is the magnitude of the shortest distance vector. That is, PQ is equal to shortest distance D. Therefore, the unit vector n as per the definition is B1 cross B2 divided by B1 B2. Where then PQ is equal to D the distance into the n cap. Sometimes we refer to it as n hat also. That is the unit vector. Let theta be the angle between vector ST and PQ, vector PQ. Then we know PQ is equal to, by definition, PQ is equal to ST cos theta, where ST is the hypotenuse, PQ is the adjacent side. Therefore, cos theta by this definition above shown in the red color is given by mod of vector PQ into vector ST divided by mod of PQ into mod of ST, vector ST. Therefore, PQ is equal to mod of PQ is D, that is the minimum distance, and ST is given by vector, that is position vector A2 minus A1. Therefore, cos theta is equal to, by definition, using D into N, that is D into N, substituting the values of B1, B2 divided by mod of B1, B2, and we can get the relationship of cos theta. Therefore, cos theta is equal to dn, that is PQ, into ST is A2 minus A1 divided by PQ. Mod of PQ is D and ST we will retain as it is. Therefore, the required short distance D is given by D is equal to PQ is equal to ST cos theta. That we have shown it here in the previous section. So that is equal to, substituting the values, we get B cross B2, that is N we are substituting as D in the numerator and D in the denominator get cancelled. This D and this D get cancelled. We are left with N cap into A2 minus A1 vectorial difference divided by ST. Therefore, N can be written as N is B1 cross B2 divided by mod of B1 cross B2, that is from equation 3. This is the value of N into A2 minus A1 as it is. Therefore, that is the shortest distance. Now, we have to derive this equation in Cartesian forms. Let L1 is equal to x minus x1 equals y minus y1 by b1. I will repeat, L1 is equal to x minus x1 divided by a1 equals to y minus y1 divided by b1 is equal to z minus z1 divided by c1. And L2 in Cartesian form is x minus x2 divided by a2 equals y minus y2 divided by b2 equals z minus z2 by c2 be the equations of the two skew lines in Cartesian form. So L1 and L2 we have written in Cartesian form. Therefore, the shortest distance between the two skew lines is given by D is equal to mod of delta divided by square root of B1 C2 minus B2 C1 whole square plus C1 A2 minus C2 A1 whole square plus A1 B2 minus A2 B1 whole square. This we can also show it in the matrix forms, where delta is equals the numerator of the previous equation is x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1, and in the second row a1, b1, c1, the denominators of L1, and a2, b2, c2 are the coefficients of the L1 and L2 of L2. So this is the numerator of L1. L1 minus L2 minus L1. Therefore, this can be written as the shortest distance is given by D is equal to mod of x2 minus x1 into y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1 in the first row. That is, we have written a2 minus a1 in the first row. Okay. Then their denominators we have written a1, b1, c1. And the next is a2, b2, c2 divided by the square root of b1, the matrix form, multiplication expansion of matrix b1 c2, b1 c2 minus b2 c1 whole square, plus next we take a1 c2, a1 c2 minus a2 c1, reverse, minus of minus becomes plus, and this becomes c1 a2 minus c2 a1 whole square, plus the expansion of this one a1 b2 minus a2 b1 whole square. This is the expression in terms of Cartesian form. Now let us take the next problem. Derive the equation of plane in the form plane in normal form both in the vector form and Cartesian form. Therefore consider a plane whose perpendicular distance of origin is d. See the figure here. You have to write the diagram. If you don't write the diagram, you will not get any marks. So please write the diagram. O is the origin, x, y, z are the coordinates, and O is the origin, and ON is normal from the origin to the plane. So there is a plane, and N is the unit normal vector ON. So ON is the normal vector on ON. Therefore, ON is equal to D into unit vector N. Then let P be any point on the plane, P, the point P on the plane, then NP is perpendicular to ON. So Pn is perpendicular to ON, OP is the vector R. Therefore, NP dot ON is equal to 0. Therefore, vector R be the position vector of P, then NP is equal to OP minus ON. NP is equal to OP minus ON. That is equal to R minus D dot N. Therefore, from equation 1, we get R minus, from this equation, R minus D dot N into Dn equals 0. Therefore, here we have substituted NP as vector R minus D dot Dn. That is, NP is equal to vector R minus D dot N, this one, dot ON is D dot N, here you see D dot N. That should be equal to 0 for perpendicular, this one, because that. But in this equation, D is not equal to 0. Therefore, R vector R minus D dot N cap into N remains. So that should be equal to 0. Therefore, multiplying R vector R dot N cap minus D N dot N. But N dot N is equal to 1. Therefore, R dot N minus D equal to 0. That is equal to vector form of R dot N equals D is the vector form of the equation of plane in the normal from the origin, where D is the perpendicular distance from origin. Now we will We will derive this equation in terms of Cartesian form. Let L, M, N be direction cosines of unit vector N, that is n cap. Therefore, then n cap is equal to Li plus Mj plus Nk, because it has got three components in all the three axes. Therefore, OP is equal to R. R is equal to, it is given xi plus yj plus zk. Therefore, R dot n equals 0. R dot n, vector R dot n cap is equal to D. That is the equation we have proved in the vector form. Now substituting R for R, we get R is equal to xi plus yj plus zk into vector unit vector n is Li plus Mj plus Nk. So R dot n is equal to D. That is equal to D is as it is on the right hand side. Therefore, it can be written as Lx plus My plus Nz. That is multiplication. Coefficient of I into a coefficient of I. Therefore, Lx plus My plus Nz is equal to D is the Cartesian equation of the plane in the normal form. This is also very important. You will get 5 marks if you solve this. Derivation. Next question. Derive the condition of coplanarity of two lines in space, both in vector form and Cartesian form. Let the given lines be R is equal to A1 plus lambda B1. Therefore, let the second line be A2 plus mu times B2. Therefore, the first line passes through the point A with the position vector A1 and parallel to B1. The second line also passes through the point A with position vector A2 and parallel to A2. Therefore, AB is equal to B minus A. That is equal to A2 minus A1. Therefore, the given lines are coplanar if and only if vector AB is perpendicular to B, both B and B2. B, that is vector B1 cross B2. That is vector AB dot B1 cross B2 equals to 0. That is dot product should be 0. Therefore, A2 minus A1 into B1 cross B2 equals 0 is the condition of coplanarity of the two lines in vector form. Now we will write it in Cartesian form. Let A is equal to x1, y1, z1 and B is equal to x2, y2, z2 be the coordinates of vector A and vector B respectively. Then AB is equal to B minus A. That is equal to x2 minus x1 into I plus y2 minus y1 into j plus z2 minus z1 into k. That is the vector subtraction of vectors. Therefore, B1 is equal to, now we know B1 is equal to A1i plus B1j plus C1k and B2 is equal to A2i plus B2j plus C2k. Therefore, the given lines are coplanar if this condition, if A dot vector AB dot B cross B1 cross B2 equals 0. Therefore, this can be written in the matrix form. So, it is vector AB's coefficients are x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1. And vector B1 coefficient or ordinates are A1, B1 and C1. And B2 vector is A2, B2 and C2. That is equal to 0. Therefore, this is the condition for coplanarity of two lines in Cartesian form. These are the conditions. You have to the equation of lines A and B will be given, and you have to write in the matrix form. We'll continue with 2 marks and 3 marks questions. Next question. Find the vector and Cartesian equations of the line through the point 5, 2, minus 4, which is parallel to the vector 3i plus 2j minus 8k. Please note, it is the line passing through a point. Point is 5, 2 minus 4, and another line which is parallel is B 3i plus 2j minus 8k. So let us put A is equal to 5i plus 3j minus 4k. B is equal to 3i plus 2j minus 8k. Therefore, we know R is equal to A plus lambda B. Therefore, 5i plus 3j minus 4k plus lambda into B, 3i plus 2j minus 8k. Now, the vector R is a position vector of any point x, y, z on the line. Hence, R is equal to, R we can put as xi plus yj plus zk is equal to 5 times I plus 3j minus 4k plus lambda into 3i plus 2j minus 8k. Therefore, it is just segregating the coefficients of I as 5 plus 3 lambda I plus 3 plus 2 lambda into j plus minus 4. Coefficient of k is minus 4 minus 8 lambda into k. Therefore, eliminating, we can take on the comparing the coefficients of I on the left hand side as well as right hand side. We know, you see here, the coefficient of I on the left hand side is x minus 5. X minus 5 divided by 3 equals, again, y minus coefficient of j, y minus 3 divided by 2, that is 2 here, 2 equals z plus 4, when it is taken on the left side, z plus 4 divided by minus 8, this coefficient, which is the equation of the line. Next, question number 7. Find the vector equation of the line passing through the points minus 1, 0, 2 and 3, 4, 4. So, here it is the equation is 2 points are given on the same line. That is, point A is minus 1, 0, 2 and point B is 3, 4, 0, 3, 4, 6. Hence, we have to find the equation. Let A and B be the two position vectors of the given points. Therefore, A is minus 1, 0, 2 and point B is 3, 4, 6. Therefore, A is equal to, given as A minus I plus 0j plus 2k plus B is equal to 3i plus 4j plus 6k. Therefore, B minus A we can find. B minus A is 3 minus of minus I is 4i plus 4 minus 2 is 4 minus of 0 is 4 only, 4j plus 6k minus 2k is 4k. So, B minus A is 4i plus 4j plus 4k. So we know the equation, if r is the position vector, the required equation is vector r is equal to vector a plus lambda into b minus a. Please remember this formula is when 2 points on this line are given, that is a and b are on the same line. Therefore, r is equal to, substituting the values, r is equal to a is minus I plus 2k plus b is lambda into b is b minus a. Sorry, it is lambda into b minus a is this we have to take. Lambda into b minus a is 4i plus 4j plus 4k. Next question. The Cartesian equation of a line is x plus 3 divided by 2 equals y minus 5 by 4, that is equal to z plus 6 by 2. Find the equation of this line. So we have to find. So it is given in the Cartesian form, it is given, and we have to compare this equation with the standard form. Therefore, given equation, Cartesian equation is written x plus 3 by 2 equals y minus 5 by 4 equals z plus 6 by 2. So this comparing with the standard equation is Cartesian x minus x1 divided by a equals y minus y1 by b, that is equal to z minus z1 by c. And here we have to compare this equation with the given equation. If you compare, the standard equation is x minus x1, whereas we have x plus 3. Therefore, x1 is equal to minus 3. And a in the denominator is 2. So we have written a is equal to 2. Similarly, if we compare this equation, y minus y1 divided by b, y1 minus y1 is equal to minus 5. Therefore, y1 is equal to 5. Similarly, b is equal to 4 here. And the last term is z minus z1 by c. Here if you compare, minus z1 is equal to plus 6. Therefore, z1 is equal to minus 6. A is equal to 2, B is equal to 4, and C is equal to 2 by comparison. Therefore, the required line passes through the equation A is minus 3, 5 and minus 6. And it is parallel to the line, this is B is 2i plus 4j plus 2k. Therefore, the equation is r is equal to a plus lambda b, that is equal to minus 3i plus 5j minus 6. So that is minus 3i plus 5j minus 6k plus lambda into 2i plus 4j plus 2k. This is the required equation. Please note in this slide there are three different forms are given. One is here, one point is given in Cartesian form and the second vector b is given in vector form. So you have to find the equations. And in this question number 7, both the 2 points are given and we have to use the formula when 2 points are given. Vector r is equal to a plus lambda into b minus a. Similarly, in the last equation, neither a nor b are given, but equation is given in different form. Standard form, x minus x1 by a equals y minus y1 by b, z minus z1 by c. So you have to practice it, then only you will know the problem. Angle between the two forms. This is only roughly go through. The theta is the acute angle between two lines. Here you see two lines. The two lines are having direction A1, B1, C1 and A2, B2, C2. So L1 is A1, B1, C1 and L2 is A2, B2, C2. Then cos theta is given by mod of A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 divided by square root of a1 square plus b1 square plus c1 square into square root of a2 square plus b2 square plus c2 square. With this formula, we can find out cos theta. And you can also find sin theta by knowing that relationship between sin theta and cos theta, as sin theta is equal to square root of 1 minus cos square theta. We can find sin theta. If the two lines are perpendicular, line L1 and L2 are perpendicular to each other, then this equation theta is equal to 90 degrees. Cos 90 we know is 0. Therefore, A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 is equal to 0. If the two lines are parallel, theta equals 0. Therefore, cos 0 is 1. Therefore, A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2. And R is given by the relations when two lines are parallel. A1 R is equal to A1 plus lambda B1. And R2 is equal to R is also is equal to, in terms of A2 plus lambda times B2. Therefore, cos theta is also given by, mod of B1 B2 divided by vector B1 into vector B2. Therefore, distance between two parallel lines is given by the relationship D is equal to mod of PT equals B cross A2 minus A1 divided by mod of B. These relations you have to remember. Therefore, now we will solve some problems. Find the angle between pair of lines given by R is equal to 3i plus 2j minus 4k plus lambda into I plus 2j plus 2k. And R is also given. R is equal to 5i plus 2j minus 2j plus mu into 3i plus 2j plus 6k. So there are two equations. Okay, R1 and R2 are given here. Therefore, B1 is equal to I plus 2j plus 2k. So, and B2 is equal to 3i plus 2j plus 6k. This is a 3 marks question, important. Please work it out. Therefore, cos theta is given by B1, B2 divided by B1 mod of B1 mod of B2. That is equal to mod of B1, we have to write I plus 2j plus 2k into 3i plus 2j plus 6k divided by square root of 1 square plus 2 square plus 2 square, that is 1 plus 4 plus 4 into mod of B2 is 3 into 3 9 plus 2 into 2 4 plus 6 into 6 is 36. That's written here in the denominator. Therefore, that becomes cos theta is equal to, again if you multiply 3 into 1 is 3 plus 2 into 2 is 4 plus coefficient of k 2 into 6 is 12 divided by, this is 9, square root of 9 is 3, and this is 9 plus 4 plus 36 is 49, and square root of 49 is 7. That is equal to 19 by 21. Therefore, theta is equal to cos inverse of 19 by 21. That is the angle between two given lines. Please note the given equations in correct form. We will take up the next question. Question number 10. Find the angle between the pairs of lines. Here it is given in the standard form. X plus 3 divided by 3 is equal to y minus 1 by 5 is equal to z plus 3 by 4, and x plus 1 by 1 equals y minus 4 by 1 equals z minus 5 by 2. So this is given equation of one line L1, and this is the equation of the line L2. We have to find the angle between the two lines. Therefore, the direction ratios of first line are 3, 5, 3, 5 and 4. That is A, B, C denominators. And the direction ratio of the second line is 1, 1 and 2. If theta is the angle between them, then cos theta is given by b1 into b2 divided by mod of b1 vector b1 into mod of vector b2. Therefore, it is 3 into 1 plus 5 into 1 plus 4 into 2 divided by 3 square plus 5 square plus 4 square under root square root of 3 square plus 5 square plus 4 square into square root of 1 square plus 1 square plus 2 square, that is square of this. Therefore, cos theta is equal to 3 plus 5, 8 plus 8, 16 divided by, this is 16 plus 9, 25 plus 25, 50. Square root of 50 into 1 plus 1 plus 4. That is square root of 6. That becomes, if we take 2 into, that becomes 8 into 2. That is square root of 25 or 3. And it gets simplified into 8 into square root of 3 by 15. Therefore, theta, we have to take the cos inverse. Therefore, theta is equal to cos inverse of 8 square root of 3 divided by 15. That is the